All right, today we're jumping into the incredible world of Kwame Alexander's novel, The Crossover. Now, this isn't just any story. It's told completely in verse, so it has this rhythm, this heartbeat all its own. So let's get right into that rhythm. At the top of the key, I'm
Popping and rocking, while you bumping, while you locking, man, take this thumping.
flossing, flipping, and my dipping will leave you slipping on the floor while I swoop into the finish with a fierce finger roll. Straight in the hole. Swoosh! Yeah, that's the feeling, the whole vibe of The Crossover. It's a story that hits you with all the style and the power of a perfect play. So this kingdom, it's ruled by two princes of the court, 12-year-old twin brothers Josh and Jordan Bell. And these two, they're totally inseparable, a real two-man dynasty in the making. And this really breaks down their whole dynamic. On one side, you've got Josh. He's our narrator, and he goes by the nickname Filthy McNasty. He's got these long dreads he calls his wings. They're like a huge part of who he is on the court. And on the other side, you've got his twin, Jordan, or JB. He's the mirror image, a sharpshooter with a shaved head who's all about Michael Jordan and loves to make a bet. So yeah, they're identical, but their styles, worlds apart, both on and off the court. And this quote right here, this gets to the absolute core of their family. It's basketball rule number 1 laid down by their dad, Chuck the Man Bell. He's a former pro, won championships over in Europe, and you gotta understand, these rules, they aren't just about basketball. They're life lessons. It's the code they live by, and rule number 1 is simple. Family is everything. But you know, even the strongest kingdoms can start to crack. And for the Bell brothers, that first little fracture comes from a place they thought was totally unbreakable, their own bond. And it all starts with a simple, kind of foolish bet. So it all starts at halftime. JB, he gets that gambler's look in his eye and proposes the ultimate wager. I mean, it's a total long shot, a bunch of ifs that have to line up just right. Josh, he's feeling confident, so he accepts. But then it happens. The game is tied, the clock is ticking down, and JB just sinks the final shot. And just like that, Josh's prized wings are on the line. So picture this. They're in the locker room. JB's gloating. He's got the scissors in his hand. His teammates are all chanting, "Filthy, filthy, filthy." He goes to just snip one lock, like they agreed. But he's messing around, clowning. And in this moment of just pure clumsiness, he doesn't cut one lock. He cuts 5. And this is exactly how Josh defines it. Calamity. Not just a mistake, not just an accident, but a dreadful calamity. For him, he's lost his identity, the very wings he thought he needed to fly. And that little crack between him and his brother, it's starting to look like a canyon. And that one moment of calamity, well, it just spirals into something so much bigger. All of a sudden, the brothers are in foul trouble, and not just on the court, but in their actual relationship. And as we're about to see, some outside forces are going to make things a whole lot worse. So as you can see here, the gap between them just keeps getting wider. A new girl shows up, who Josh nicknames Miss Sweet Tea, and she has all of JB's attention, all of it. Josh is left walking home from practice alone for the first time ever. But there's a much more serious problem showing up. Their dad starts getting these awful coughing fits and nosebleeds. Their mom, who's the assistant principal, is worried sick about his high blood pressure, hypertension. It runs in the family. But Chuck "Da-Man" Bell, he just laughs it off, refuses to go see a doctor. And this rule, man, it just nails what's happening to Josh. He is so wrapped up in being jealous and lonely that he's not even playing his own game anymore. He's just reacting, he's angry, and without his dreadlocks, he feels like he's lost a piece of himself. He's losing control. And it all comes to a head during a game. Josh is double-teamed. JB is wide open, screaming for the ball. But when he yells Josh's nickname, "Filthy," it just sounds like a taunt. And in a flash of pure rage, Josh whips the ball at his brother, a pass so hard it actually breaks JB's nose. Josh gets suspended from the team, and now the brothers aren't even speaking. This is the moment. This is where everything shifts. The fight between the brothers, their championship dreams, all of it is about to be tragically overshadowed. The game they've been playing their whole lives is about to stop mattering at all. So their dad challenges Josh to a little warm-up game. He's showing off, just like the old days. He hits Josh with his killer crossover that sends him sprawling, and the crowd goes wild. But as he's driving to the hoop, he just stops. He grabs his chest, his eyes roll back, and he collapses. Josh, remembering something from gym class, starts CPR, but it's no use. His father is out cold.
At the hospital, they get the official word: myocardial infarction, a heart attack. The very same thing that killed their grandfather. Chuck Bell is now in a coma.
And this is Josh's devastating thought, his realization. He did everything he was taught, everything he possibly could, and it wasn't enough. He is just drowning in guilt, convinced that if his own crossover had been better, his dad wouldn't have had the ball and wouldn't have collapsed. The family crisis and the basketball season are now hurtling towards each other. It's the county championship game, and everything, I mean absolutely everything, is on the line. Right before the game, they get a call. Their dad has had another heart attack, a massive one this time. JB races to the hospital, but their mom actually makes him go to the game to support Josh. So as the final seconds are ticking down in a tied game, Josh looks up into the stands and sees his brother, his eyes just filled with horror. Okay, so this contrast is what's so powerful. On the outside, Josh is just pure poetry and motion. He drives, he hits this nasty crossover that leaves a defender on his knees, and he puts the ball up. But inside, his world is completely shuddering. All he's thinking is, I think my father is dying. Swish! Game over! They win the championship. But that victory feels like nothing. Because shortly after, Chuck "Gumman" Bell dies. So what happens when that final buzzer sounds on the most important game of all? How do you even begin to move forward? This is all about grief and the slow, really painful process of trying to heal. A few days after the funeral, JB finds Josh just shooting free throws. And he comes to him not with any anger, but with their father's most prized possession, his championship ring. He slides it right onto Josh's finger, basically passing on the legacy. It's this moment of total reconciliation, just so heavy with all the love and the loss that they now share.
And this brings us all the way to basketball rule number 10. A loss is inevitable. True champions learn to dance through the storm. So the question isn't whether you're going to face loss. It's how are you going to find your rhythm when you're caught in the rain?
And this is where it ends. Josh shouts to his brother, "We the man!" and he tosses in the ball. And he watches JB shoot, not as a rival anymore, but as a brother. The ball becomes a symbol of their dad, of their future, of this journey they're on together, just skating the sky and crossing over them.